Blessings, everyone. It's just a blessing. I'm back with another video. Today, I have a very special treat for everyone. I have reached out to a fellow auntie. Her name is Dayna, and she's going to be joining us today to talk about her life as an everyday auntie. And so, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, like this video, and share it with a friend. The purpose of this is to step into storytelling, and so I hope that we can continue to share the stories of aunties all around the world. And so I'm going to add Dayna to the stream, and I'm going to let her give herself a more proper introduction. All right. Hey.
Hi. Oh my God. I wasn't nervous until this moment right now.
Don't be nervous, girl. Don't be nervous. Welcome. Thank you for coming on here and joining me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me. Such an honor. I'm always trying to rep for the aunties. So I love having this community of Instagram aunties too.
Yes, yes. So tell the people, who are you and what do you have going on?
My name is Dayna, but I go by Auntie. I am the universal auntie. So I run a YouTube channel called Auntie's Castle. I started it because I live in California and the majority of my nieces and nephews live in Illinois. Some live in Texas. I have a niece that lives in Alaska. Like they just live all over. So it was like a way to connect to them and stay relevant in their lives. And then also just it turned into like something so much greater because now all my nieces and nephews like want to create content for my channel. So it was like inspired by them and for them, but now it's like this project that we like do together. So every time we're together, they're like, Auntie, we got to make this video for your YouTube. And I call all my nieces and nephews my ducklings, and they'll be like, we should share this to the ducklings. Like, so it turned out to be like this like really special thing that we get to do together. But on like a grander scale, I just want to be the universal auntie. I don't say that lightly, just being a space for children and individuals that just need someone to be like wildly crazy about them or like hype them up or just love them in the ways that only aunties do, like giving a safe space for kids and be like the progressive auntie where everybody's included, everybody's invited, everybody has visibility. Like that's a very important part of like who I am as a person and like my brand and my YouTube channel. So on our channel, we do everything. We read books, we go to places like children's museums and Disneyland. We do crafts, just kind of a little bit of everything, singing, dancing, just entertaining the littles.
Yes, you're showing what the auntie looks like in real life on your channel. And so, if anyone is watching this, please go follow her channel or subscribe to her channel, I should say. I'm going to make sure everything is in the description so everyone knows exactly where to find you. I love that you call them your little ducklings. For me, they're my little munchkins. So I think that is so funny. Yeah, I love it. I love it. What would you say being an auntie means to you? If you could describe it in one sentence, if that's even possible.
I know, right? I just think like I grew up like in a very traumatic environment and like was really neglected as a kid. And my nieces and nephews that's not their experience at all. They're all very loved and very supported, but I still want to make sure that they kind of have the individual in their life that I didn't. So just making sure that they know that they always have like a built-in best friend. And to me, I guess that means like a healing for myself and just, I don't know, just a way to give back. Just genuinely like love and like have all these special memories and moments. So I'm a mom too. So I'm a mom first. My son is 20 now though. So
Wow.
like I have this generation of like all these little kids now that are, they range from 20 all the way down to 1 year old. So
Yeah, same here. My youngest nephew is 4 now. He just turned 4. My oldest nephew is he's either 19 going on 20, or he's already 20. I lost count. But
It's
I
hard.
have
It's hard to keep up.
yeah, I have 8 right now so far. I have
Oh,
8 nieces and nephews. So we're working
that's
our way up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Are all so like with my nieces and nephews, they're not all biological. Like we have such a community of like chosen family. And so like the lines get blurred. Like my sister-in-law's cousins will call me auntie, just like from my channel. And like, I don't know, like, or friends, my neighbors call me auntie. Like I'm just like the everybody's auntie. You're somebody's auntie. I'm everybody's auntie.
Yeah. Well, we are somebody's auntie as a general, right? This is like I think that this is like a tribe. It's such a big community, and that's why I want to bring us all together in some way, shape, or form. And I think it's really beautiful that you touched on this, because it's something that I talk about and make sure it's very clear with my branding, is that you do not have to be blood related to be considered an auntie. Aunties are also by assignment. I When I think about the people who've impacted me and that I would consider to be aunties and met their mentors, they're people that I met in college, they're teachers, right? People who taught me things growing up. It was somebody at the after school program. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And there's no blood right there, but they
Yeah.
still hold that special place in my heart. And so that's
Yeah.
why I believe everyone is somebody's auntie. So I think that's such a beautiful thing that you mentioned. And you embody auntie, like full
Thank
auntie
you.
vibes over here. I was
Thank
like,
you.
I gotta get in contact with her ASAP. So
Thank
I
you. I
appreciate
appreciate
it. I
that.
really do. Can you tell me if you can like pick a memory that is like one of your favorite memories with
Oh
any
man.
of the ducklings?
There's so many because like I do spend so much time with them. And even when like I go home to visit, it's like the adults all hang out and I'm just like hanging out with the kids. But I think it's really special when we get to go to Disneyland, and it's my goal to take each of them individually. So
Mm,
I've taken maybe like 5 of them separately, but just recently I went with my niece and nephew, and uh during the winter months they do like fake snow. So it's like snow in California and it's just so wild and magical. And like I just remember the fireworks going off and then the snow coming down and my niece just grabbing the snow and being like it's snowing, and it's just like genuinely like Disneyland just creates the most magical moments, and that was one. And like I had a similar experience of like with my other nephew, Bentley. We met up years ago in like a butterfly atrium. And the
mm,
whole time, like he was really trying to catch a butterfly. And I guess it happens a lot, but he was like struggle bussing. He was only like 4 or 5. And at one point, like he caught one, it landed on him. And just like that look when he turned and faced me and he was like so excited is like the same look that she had with like the snowflakes falling. And it's like, I get to experience that with these little so often. And it's just like such a beautiful, pure moment when it is like just the joy of a child, and you just like see it and it's just like it melts your heart, and it's just like this is the meaning of life. Like everything just makes sense in those like really simple moments. And there's like 1,000 that I have with like each and every one of them.
yeah, I can see how passionate you are about it. Even just telling the story, I can feel the emotion coming through. Can you tell me a little bit more about, because you said something very specific that I'm not going to jump over. You said you want to take each one of them individually. Can you tell me the impact that that's already had and why you're doing that? Because I think that that's something really special.
Yeah, the thing is like because I live far away from each of them, we do the gatherings like within like 2 weeks, so it's like a lot of overlapping time. It'll be like, oh, I'm just going to get all the ducklings together. And then it's like really hard for me to even bond with them because they're best friends with each other. But it's really hard for them to get that like one on one time. And so I just love any moment, especially when there's siblings and there's like a younger brother, an older brother, like anytime I can get individual focus time with each of them, it's just like so special. And then like just when you go to a theme park too, if you go with like a group of kids, they almost never want to do the same thing,
Mhm.
especially if they're not the same age group. So
Right.
then it's just like if I go, I went with my one nephew, Jamie, and it was just me and him. My uncle went with, ironically. But so we just let him like guide the day. And that to me is just like the ultimate treat because it's not like what I want to do at Disney or what his older brother wants to do at Disney. It's what he wants to do. And so it's just like, and I make sure to do that not just at Disney too, but like it's just really important to like make sure they feel seen. They're not just like one of the 13 plus ducklings that I have. It's like they know that like we have our own special individualized relationship.
I love that. Like I love it. You over here making. I'm trying to get to Disney now. I live all the way in New York. I'm about to. Hey,
No, come
every
all
year
the
we're
time.
gonna take one niece nephew at a time. I think I could block them up in. One of my sisters, she likes to have kids in pairs, so I could take like two at a time.
Yeah, yeah.
But I definitely wanna be at that Disney trip for sure.
It's so
Can
cool.
you tell me what being an auntie has taught you, or if there's something you've learned from the
Oh man,
ducklings?
these kids teach me so much all the time. They're just so innovative and like the next generation is just, they just keep getting smarter and smarter. So that is
Mhm.
wild. They definitely taught me patience. They definitely taught me like just to be like easy and fun and enjoy the journey. I have a nephew that has a genetic disorder called NF, so it causes brain tumors. And he was diagnosed at 2. He just turned 8. So this is my duckling Zuzu. And he has to be like one that inspires me the most. So he has tumors. He has a tumor on his brain and he has a tumor on his rib cage, and it's just really common. And so for him, like he has to get testing all the time, or he has to have special occupational therapy and speech therapy, physical therapy, and just like the struggles that he's had. And like, I don't know, then you see like an individual like that literally went through this since he was an infant. And you're just like, how can I complain about anything? And he's like the happiest like kid with like the sunniest disposition. And like even when we just went to the doctor the other day, and he was like, oh, like for me and his parents, it's like a very grueling, exhausting, it's emotional, it's a long day. And then we're like, if you're good, like we'll get you McDonald's and we'll get you this. And he's like, oh, this is the best day ever. Like for him, he just sees it as like an adventure. And like I just feel like as adults that can teach us so much to just like change the narrative and change the perspective and like be thankful for what we do have. Like he has this disorder, but he's been very blessed. There's families that lose their children or have limbs amputated or go blind. And like, luckily, like his version hasn't done any of that. So like, there's a lot to be thankful for. And it's just like, it's a reminder for sure, like from him, but like in general, all of the kids, like they just know how to like brighten your day and like really simplify life.
Wow. Well, my prayers are definitely going y'all's way, and I'm
Thank
happy
you.
to see how strong he is and how that's impacted you and how you navigate through life, right? Because it's like we give to them, but they also give to us in
Mhm.
ways they don't even understand. And
Yeah.
he doesn't understand the impact he's having on you. So I just think that's such a beautiful thing. And thank you so much for sharing that because I know that it's a private thing. I know Jamie has a question for you. What age do you think is best to take them to Disney?
Oh, okay. So look, we've taken like 7 months olds. They're free, so that's great. But
Wow.
honestly, I would say like the 4, 5 age. But even after that, because when they're old, I would say the earliest would be 4. because they're not like brave enough, or they can't really ride a lot of things. They don't really get it. But after that, literally the age, there's the limit does not exist. I just went with my niece last year and she's 19 and we had like the best time. So, and I go all the time and I'm an adult. It's like one of my favorite places to be on earth. So, yeah, that is, I think 4 is a great age. And then anything beyond that, they'll love it.
Okay. And what is something, if what is, I guess, I want to ask if you have any advice for both aunts who are going through something like what you're going through, whether it's um, struggling with navigating through the medical system and having a child who's maybe experiencing some complications, or even if you have advice for your niece or nephew who is more like in the teen age, if you could give me like advice for both an aunt and both for like a niece or a nephew.
Um, I think the advice to both is actually the same, which is that just know that you're never alone. And there's always like a community of people that you can reach out to, whether it's your family, your chosen family, or just social media. Like you can find people that go through similar stuff and they always want connection and they always want to help others that go through it. So I don't know. Like everything about life is hard and can be hard, but it is exponentially easier when you share the load. So whether it's like my nephew that has NF, we work with NF Midwest and like we found our community and we found so many people. We get so excited anytime we see somebody that has NF. So like that just makes us feel supported. Or whether it's raising a teenager, that shit was hard. And then but then I found like a community of parents that are like, oh, this is really hard and it's going to be hard for a long time. And that's okay. We can just commiserate. Like, no one has answers, but we just like at least feel seen. And so I just think the advice is like to first know that you're not alone and have the patience with yourself to reach out and ask for help. Cause I know that that's really hard for a lot of individuals. But once you do, it solves everything. I couldn't get through any of my hard times if I didn't have the community, the friends, the family that I do. And those resources are out there. A lot of people just feel like they're not, but all you have to do is ask.
Amen. Yeah. So this is a really good plug for me. So part of the one of the things that I'm in the journey in the process of creating is a nonprofit for aunties by aunties, right? And so there are a lot of programs that I think are out there that can help people. However, I do believe that it would be beneficial to our community to have something that's tailored towards aunt and figures specifically.
Mhm.
And so that's why I'm in the process of starting an auntie support group and starting this nonprofit where it's aunties raising orphans. So pretty much when individuals are taken in by an aunt, to getting those households the resources that they need, additional support, just to take the load off, because it is a lot. It takes a village, right? You take in
Yes.
another child, shoes, food, phone, there's field trips, there's
Yep.
lunch money, you
Yep.
name it. And so it's so important that we start to make sure we're putting in these systems for ourselves, and just so people have more access to more, right? And
Yeah.
so someone might live across the country, that's fine. They might not be able to get access to certain things that someone has in an inner city because where they live in a different type of area. So we just want to expand the scope, and so that's something I'm in the process of doing. And there will be more updates on that in the Somebody's Auntie Facebook group. So that's coming this summer. We're definitely starting Auntie support group, and I'm very excited about it. Yeah. So if you guys have any aunties that you know would benefit from it, send them Dayna's way, send them my way, and we'll make sure we get connected.
Mhm.
You have anything else you want to tell the people or share with us?
Oh man. First of all, thank you for starting this organization and I want to help out in any capacity that I can because I think it's awesome. I think just genuinely any advice for like another auntie or somebody that has littles is just like to try to live in their world, try to understand their perspective, even if they're like asking to play a game and you're busy and you're just like, no, I can't do that right now. Or even if they want to play a game that you hate, just like really try to see it from their perspective. Like they're not just asking to play a game, they're just asking to spend time with you, and like that's a special, vulnerable request from these kids. And, we should pause and like see that perspective and then take the time to spend with them because it goes by so fast. My son is 20. He is having a wedding next month. Like it goes by way too fast.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations to your son. That's
Thank you.
amazing.
And like it's been a good reminder, like with all
Mhm.
my littles, because I'm like, oh, like that went by in a blink. And now I'm like reliving it with all these kids. And it's like, I want to cherish every moment. I want to make the most of all the time we get together. I want to make sure we're making these memories and I'm like soaking it in. I'm sure
Mhm.
I will still look back and be like, it went by too fast, but at least I'll know that I like did the most. Do the
Right.
most. That's the
Yeah.
advice.
Do the most. Okay. Don't let anyone tell you differently.
That's
Jonathan
it.
wants to know if you have any tips staying connected from afar. You did mention how you have, I think you
That
said lives in a whole nother
is
on a continent.
all of them. They all live far. I have 2 nephews that live like 30 minutes away, but the rest all live far. And like it's hard, but definitely it's not impossible. So you can stay connected, whether it's like sending them, like some of my nieces and nephews are older, so I'll like send them pictures or I'll send them memes. I
Mm,
often send them like packages like from Amazon. I'll be like, here's a cute little book that I think you would like. Or FaceTime. So we FaceTime and play games, or even just FaceTime to have conversations, especially the teens. They love to FaceTime while they're doing anything. So just call, just reach out.
yeah.
And know that you have to do the work because they're not going to, because they're kids. Even if they're like in their 20s, like they're not going to reach out. They're busy. So it's like more so on us as adults, aunts and uncles, to like make sure that we're, really, really, really being intentional about that time. You can get that quality time and not actually be in the same place. So technology makes that very easy for all of us.
Technology is the key. All right. Well, that sounds great. I think you hit the nail on the head. I appreciate you coming on. Before we jump off, will you just tell the people where they can find you?
Yes, it's really simple. It's Auntie's Castle on everything. I'm on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Auntie's Castle. Like and subscribe and
All
hit the
right.
bell. Thank you
Yes.
so much.
Hit the bell. You guys be well. Thank you for coming on. And please subscribe so you guys don't miss the next one. And we will definitely see you soon. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.